Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be getting into the beauty report for December. If you are new here to my channel and you're not familiar with the series, basically at the end of every month I'd like to do a little wrap up, share my thoughts on products I've been testing and trying, let you know some more of my finalized thoughts. During the rest of the month, I have like a mega playtime series where I do my kind of more first impressions and demo products on camera. But once I've had more time to test and try things out, I like to give you guys a little bit more in-depth information. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. So I feel like I have a little bit less to share with you guys today than I normally do, and it really just has to do with how much new stuff I've acquired and when I've received it in the month of December. So there's going to be a lot coming your way in January. I've already been filming some content that's going to be going up. I've got a makeup playtime right at the beginning of January coming your way on Tuesday, so that's going to be really exciting. But before I get into today's product reviews, I did want to let you guys know, if you're not following me on Instagram, you may not have seen this, but I teamed up with a really cool indie brand called ColorLit to give away a set of their 4 liquid lipsticks. These are such beautiful everyday shades. They're kind of like your pinky nude tones. I've talked about these before on my channel. I think my favorite of them all is this shade here called Stunner. It's just like such a beautiful peachy pink kind of shade that you can wear every day. These dry down matte. They don't really transfer, but they're not super uncomfortable. The packaging is rose gold. It's kind of the best. So if you guys would like a chance to enter to win a set of these, head on over to my Instagram page because the entry will be through there. I will link it for you guys in the description box if you want to check it out and learn more. So I'm thinking I want to start out with some new stuff that I got from Sigma. They sent me over a really cool package with a bunch of their brush care products. Actually, really fun news for you guys. Tomorrow, so December 30th, which is a Sunday, I'm going to be doing a takeover of Sigma's Instagram stories. So that is just a really awesome opportunity. I'm super excited about it. So if you guys want to see me demo how to use their brush cleaning mat, this guy right here, and some other stuff, I'm going to be doing that tomorrow over on their Instagram stories. But in the meantime, I've been using all this stuff that they sent over. Pretty much every single time I wash my brushes, I've been testing and trying these guys out, so I kind of wanted to share some of my thoughts on them with you. First is this mat. This is the Sigma Spa Express, so I think this one is a little bit smaller than like their standard brush cleaning mat. It has little suction cups on the bottom, so it sticks to the inside of your sink, and basically it just has a bunch of different surfaces that you can use to wash your makeup brushes. I do really like this. I think it works very well. Now, I have a bunch of different things similar to this in my collection from other brands. Does this work way better than any of those? I don't know, not necessarily. This definitely has more different kinds of surfaces, so sometimes it does allow you to clean brushes, especially like more difficult to clean ones that have like more creamy textured products in them. It helps to clean them a little bit better, a little bit faster, but you know, I think that for the price, if you didn't want to splurge on a Sigma one, you could probably find one at the drugstore that will work fine. But if you were curious about this one or there was a sale and you're thinking about picking it up, I do like it. I like the fact that it actually goes like right into your sink and it doesn't slide around, so you don't actually have to hold it or like balance it somewhere. So yeah, this may not be the most exciting thing ever, but I do think it's pretty cool. Then they also sent over their brush cleaning shampoos. So this is the Sigmagic brush shampoo in the liquid version and in the foam. Now, I kind of keep going back and forth between these as to which one I like better. I think the formula is the same, it's just that the foam one is basically when you pump it, it comes out as a foam, and the liquid one comes out as a liquid. So what I noticed when I was preparing for my Instagram story takeover, when I squirted the liquid brush shampoo right onto like this matte thing here, my sink is very slanted. So it all just kind of like ran straight down basically towards the drain. The foam, on the other hand, will like stay exactly where you put it. But I kind of feel like the liquid, if I have a really densely packed foundation brush, for example, I feel like this really gets in the bristle. Like I'll pump it right directly onto the brush head and then go in on the mat and clean it off. So I kind of like having them both. I like to use the foam more for my smaller brushes, my eyeshadow brushes, and I like to use the liquid more for like my face foundation-y type brushes. But either way, the actual formula of this stuff is pretty bomb. It really does a good job of getting makeup out of your brushes, and it doesn't seem to be quite as drying as some other things that I've used. This is a coconut oil based cleanser. It's 100% natural, so it's very conditioning, gentle on your brush hairs, help them to last a little bit longer. So if, again, you were curious about this, I do think it's good. It's a little bit pricey, but Sigma's always having sales, so if you were able to snag this at a discount, I would say it's pretty worth it. Now, this guy here I kind of think is interesting because this is one of those products that seems a little bit gimmicky, but I kind of actually really like it. This is their Dry and Shape Tower. This is, I think, the eye and face one. There are several different versions of this in different sizes depending on how many brushes you need to store and dry, essentially. So with the way this one works, you put your face brushes upside down in this middle section, and then the bristles are held in place with these little kind of elastic bands, and then your eye brushes snap into this smaller ring up here. And when I first saw this, my initial thought was, how are the brushes, especially the face ones, going to dry when they're like contained in these little elastic bands? But they do. It's kind of magic. It's a little bit crazy. Like you put your brush in here, you let it dry kind of overnight the same way I would if I was normally washing my makeup brushes. You pull it out of here and it's like perfectly dry, as if it had just been sitting on the counter. Now, and the whole science behind this is that when you're drying your makeup brushes, it's best to store them upside down so that no water kind of leaks back into the ferrule and causes the glue to start to deteriorate. So basically, this is a kind of little handy device to store your makeup brushes upside down while they're drying. When you get it, it's not really assembled like this. You kind of just click lock it together. It has little stickers that show you how to assemble it. It's not like the most sturdy thing on the face of the planet, but it's kind of designed to easily be taken apart and put back together again, so that way you don't have to store it like this. But in general, what I found this to be pretty genius for is that I have no bathroom counter space. So I basically just have sort of a pedestal style vanity. So if I want to wash my makeup brushes, I usually have to do it down in the kitchen because I would need to lay them all out somewhere. I'm washing a ton of brushes. But now that I have this, I've been able to like pop this on my bathroom counter kind of in the corner where I have a little bit of space, and then kind of wash my brushes as I go. I think because it's closer to where I'm doing my makeup, it's just kind of faster and easier for me to go and take, you know, a couple days worth of brushes, wash them, leave them in this little doohickey to dry, and yeah, it's been kind of cool. I like it. The only other critiques I will say about this are, well, I have two things. First of all, it's designed to be used with Sigma brushes. Other brushes will fit in here, but if you have some with more unique sized or shaped handles, they may not fit perfectly, so that kind of sucks. Second of all, I noticed with some of my brushes, the way that the bristles were shaped when they were kind of smushed into these little like elastic bands, it kind of like deformed the way the brush looked when it was dried. It's the kind of thing that'll be fine the next time that I wash it, but I don't think I would necessarily use this for everything, is the point. I think for a lot of standard makeup brushes, or if you use Sigma brushes, it's going to work perfectly well with them, but I definitely feel like it's probably not going to be the perfect thing for every brush collection. And then I have just one last Sigma product, and then we'll move on to something else. But this is makeup. They sent me their Viper palette in that package. This was a holiday release, I believe, so I think it's still available, but it's limited edition, so it's not going to be available forever. Basically, this is a little 6-pan palette. It has 3 matte shades and 3 more sort of metallic shades. And ultimately, I was not blown away by this. I do really like some of Sigma's other makeup products. I love their blush. I like their eyeliners a lot. This was the first time I was trying their eyeshadow formula, and I still would really like to try one of their like warm neutrals palettes. I think I would like those a lot. But first of all, the color story in here is not really very me. I mean, I appreciate this really cool green shade. I think it's neat, and I like the like pops of shimmery colors in here. but together it's not something that inspires me a whole lot. It's not something that I feel like, ooh, there are a lot of different looks I want to create with these tones. Also, the actual formula on this eyeshadow was not my absolute favorite. The mattes blend out nicely, and the metallics, like, they're pretty, but you kind of have to build them up. You kind of have to work with them a little bit. I created a few different looks using this, and I liked them. They were nice, but they just weren't my favorite, you know? So I kind of feel like this is the sort of thing I'm probably not going to reach for a whole ton because it just doesn't really speak to me. It's not my personal preference in makeup, and I don't think the quality was so outstanding that it sort of made me fall in love with it regardless. Now on the flip side, let's talk about an eyeshadow palette that I am kind of obsessed with, and that is 100% right up my alley. So I picked up the Nabla Soul Blooming palette over Black Friday weekend. I was so excited about it because Nabla is one of those brands I've had my eye on a lot this year, and it's not very accessible here in the United States, but I paid for the shipping. I basically made up for the discount that I got for the Black Friday sale, and I ordered this beaut, and I have been absolutely loving this palette. I think, first of all, the mattes in here are just so good. They feel incredibly silky smooth. They're a little powdery, like there's a little bit of fallout when you tap your brush into these because they are so soft, kind of a little bit the way that Anastasia shadows are, but not quite so powdery. And just the way these mattes swatch, they're just so beautifully blendable and buildable and smooth and even, and I just think they're absolutely stunning. Then you also have these really beautiful metallic shades that are ultra smooth, ultra pigmented. Oh my goodness, just super fun and stunning. Let me swatch these for you as well. But really though, how beautiful are those metallic shades? And the mattes, they just look super smooth, buttery. I've been nothing short of impressed with this palette. I've really enjoyed pretty much every single look I've created with it. I'm planning on doing a full review of this palette for my blog at some point in the near future. I've photographed everything, I just haven't written it all up yet. So as soon as that is live, I will try to link that in the description box of this video. But in general, I'm very pleased to have picked this up. I love the color story. It's very inspiring to me. You've got these kind of more unique blue and purple tones. You've got some neutrals that are a little bit warm and pinky, but I don't really feel like it's super overdone. I can think of a million different looks that I could create with this. To me, this feels very inspiring. I love the different kind of finishes, and it's just been really easy to work with. So I definitely highly recommend this palette. If you've been thinking about picking it up, I would say you probably won't be disappointed. And I definitely am going to have my eye on Nabla in 2019 because I really am curious to see what else they come up with. So next I have a lip combo for you guys that I've been really loving this month. So I have been wearing this new L'Oreal, I think it's called their Signature Matte Ink lip. I keep forgetting the name of this product. It's new. I saw it at a display at Bed Bath & Beyond, and I picked up a couple of shades, but I haven't really heard anybody talk about this product yet, so it's definitely fairly new to the market. So I've been wearing this and then layering over top this lip gloss from Tarte that I got in my BoxyLuxe box. It's the shade Insta-Famous of their Tarteist lip paint, and this is one of the like shimmery kind of glittery finishes. And these two together look so beautiful on the lips. So the Signature Matte Ink, or whatever the heck this thing is called, is in the shade I Create. So basically this is, I thought it was going to be a liquid lipstick, but it's really more of a lip stain. It reminds me a little bit of the old Color Riche lip stains I used to have, or like the Lancome L'Absolu Lacquers, but maybe like a little bit less glossy. These dry down to a more matte-ish finish, but they're not opaque. They're not quite as pigmented as a traditional liquid lipstick is. Also, it smells legit like a baby wipe. I hate that. One thing that L'Oreal drives me nuts with is the scent of their lip products. Why do you make them smell like perfume? Just make them smell like things you want to eat, like everybody else. I know they were able to do it with those chocolate liquid lipsticks, and everybody loved that. So why can't you just put that fragrance in everything else that you're doing? Baby wipe lips aside, the actual formula of this is nice. It's very thin, and it feels kind of a little bit weird on the lips, but it's buildable. It's easy to reapply. You've got this nice pointed applicator that makes it really easy to carve out your lip line. So I've been enjoying wearing this all on its own. I think this is a nice kind of everyday mauve-y sort of shade. And then the gloss, honestly, this smells legit like chocolate buttercream frosting. It's freaking delicious. So at least when I layer this on top of the baby wipe, it kind of overpowers that smell, and then all I smell is delicious cakey goodness. So that helps. But this is essentially a sheer gloss that has some really beautiful like pink and gold iridescent glitter in it. So these are what they look like on their own, and they both honestly are beautiful, although I wouldn't probably wear this gloss by itself. But when you layer the gloss over the liquid lip, I feel like it just adds a little bit of shine to it and just a teeny bit of sparkle, and it ends up looking really, really juicy and pretty on the lips. So I've been really happy that I actually got this in my Boxy Luxe box, because this is the kind of thing I probably never would have picked up for myself. I don't usually gravitate towards these like glittery lip topper glosses, or like I already have a few of them, so I wouldn't have necessarily gone out of my way to purchase another one, but this might be the favorite one that I own now. Now, something else I received in my Boxy Luxe box this December was the Pretty Vulgar The Powder Room Loose Setting Powder. So I've used this, I would say a good like 5 or 6 times at this point, and so far so good. I actually really enjoy it. I really like applying my powder with a puff. I always used to apply it with a brush, but I kind of actually like the way that a powder puff really just like presses the product into your skin. I actually could use a little bit of a touch up right now. I'm looking just like a little bit shiny, so I'm just gonna dab a little bit of this on, but I feel like it controls shine without looking too cakey. I don't think it's the finest setting powder that I've ever used. I think the Milk Makeup one that I got several months ago, I think that one is a little bit finer and a little bit more blurring on the skin. But as far as absorbing shine and keeping you mattified, I feel like this one does a pretty decent job. And it smells nice too. Like, it's not heavily fragranced at all, but it's got a very, very light, pleasant scent to it. So all in all, I'm happy I received this. I mean, the packaging is absolutely stunning, but that is, you know, kind of irrelevant in the long run. But I'll definitely keep this, you know, in my regular rotation. So these next products are newer to my collection. One of them I still haven't even had a chance to try out yet, so this is more of a me letting you know that I'm gonna be testing it in January, but the other one I have had a chance to use. So Brooklyn Botany, which is an indie brand out of Brooklyn, New York, sent me their 2 newest body and face scrubs. So they have an Arabica coffee scrub, which is the one that I haven't had a chance to try yet, because this one they sent later and I just got it. But the one I have been testing out is their brown sugar scrub. And holy moly, guys, this stuff smells like heaven. I mean, first of all, it's basically made of brown sugar and all kinds of delicious natural oils, and it has a bunch of essential oils that make it smell just heavenly. You want to eat it basically, but I would not suggest doing that. I would just say if you have very sensitive skin, there is like lemongrass and peppermint oil in this, so I would be cautious if you're going to use it on your face. If your skin is super sensitive even to essential oils, just be careful with that. But this stuff will make your skin so smooth, and it's got so many oils in it that you don't even really need to like put a moisturizer on after you've used this, especially if you're using it on your body. Since I do have oily skin, I think I prefer to use this on the body than to use it on my face, just because I don't necessarily want that residual oiliness all over what already will become oily. But on the rest of me, I'm bone dry. So this has been kind of a lifesaver with it being wintertime, my skin being extra dry and kind of flaky. Also, if you guys didn't see, I wrote a blog post earlier in December about 5 body scrubs that I basically can't stop using because they're amazing. And Botany had reached out to me after they saw that post because I mentioned their blueberry scrub in it, asking if I wanted to try these as well. So if you want some other really great body scrub recommendations to check out, if coffee and brown sugar aren't your jam, I will link that post for you guys in the description box. And then finally, y'all know I can't not mention the Gazing palettes from the Beauty Crop. I've been testing these out a lot this month. I've done several different looks that I've posted on Instagram, and I finally did write up a full in-depth review on these palettes that's live on my blog. Again, I'll link it for you guys in the description box if you want to see swatches of all these palettes and learn a little bit more about them. If you guys haven't seen my holiday makeup tutorial or been following me on Instagram and you have no idea what these palettes are about, they are 12 pan palettes that have pressed glitters and really fun metallic shades in them. They're all themed after different things in the sky. So they have the Stargazing palette, which is sort of more celestial, space oriented. They have the Sungazing palette, which obviously is inspired by the sun, has more of your warm bronzy tones. And then they have the Dawngazing palette, which is more of your warm sunrise magenta-y pink shades. This is your affordable alternative to Naked Cherry. Like, no lie, this palette is $24.50, and does it not scream Naked Cherry to you? I'm not really sure how many shades are in the Naked Cherry, so I think there might be a few more than what you're getting here, but you're also not getting this really cool pressed glitter. So for essentially half the price, less than half the price, because this is $24.50 and Naked Cherry is over $50, you could go this route and create very, very similar looks. And honestly, the shadows in here are really nice. They're very pigmented. They're pretty easy to work with. I've been really enjoying them quite a bit. So here are just some quick swatches for you guys so you can see the way these actually kind of perform a little bit. Now these are your more like traditional metallic shadows, kind of that old school formula. They're creamy to the touch. They're not really like chunky. You can actually pick them up with a brush. They're not glittery or flaky. They don't have any kind of like embedded sparkle in them. They're just like a true sheeny metallic formula. So if you like that, if you dig that style of eyeshadow, you may really enjoy these palettes. I think the color stories in them is a lot of fun. I like the whole themes. I love the holographic packaging. I think it's super, super fun and cute, and for the price point, I mean, you really can't beat them. Not to mention the fact that the Beauty Crop has sales very frequently. Right now when I'm filming this, they're 30% off like the entire website. Also, I do have a discount code with them that will save you another 10% off of your order. So I'll put all that information for you guys in the description box if you're interested in checking these out. Also, I have a giveaway going on that I had mentioned in a tutorial video I did back at the beginning of the month. It ends on December 31st. So if you haven't entered yet and you want to win these 3 palettes, I will link the Gleam landing page for you guys as well. All right, guys, that is it for this month's beauty report. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my channel and you want to see more videos from me in the future, make sure you click that button. Like I said, I have a really awesome makeup playtime coming your way on Tuesday, so I really hope to see you back here for that. And as always, if you've tried any of these products, let us know how they worked out for you. Were they good? Were they bad? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And on that note, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, rest of your weekend, and I guess I will see you in 2019. Bye.